Okay, welcome to the latest edition of Ragic Office Hour, and let's get started by doing some recap on our latest features. Okay, the AI-related feature is one of the most asked about features on Ragic, and we've recently start to introduce some simple AI features that may be helpful for a lot of users. And I'll be doing a recap on the Ragic AI feature to generate a regular expression for field value validations. And as you know, field value validation on Ragic is based on regular expression. So for a lot of people, it's kind of difficult to write regular expression since it's kind of very coded in a very coded syntax. It's very difficult to read and quite difficult to write for a lot of people. So usually what we do is we just go on Google and ask for if people has written regular expression validation for this kind of checks, or if they have written validation for some other types of check. So what I'm referring to is this validation field that we already have some um, common checks that you might need, like if you're checking for an email address, checking for a social security number. There are all different types of validation checks that you can make sure that when the user um, is entering the value, it conforms to a certain format. So this is a good way to check if the user entry is a valid value. So, but of course, writing this kind of regular expression is pretty difficult for most people. But it's what the generative AI does pretty much really well at. So that's create a simple example. Like for some reason, we need to check. We need to have the user enter a credit card number. So let's say a credit card number. Okay. So let's say a credit card number, and we need to validate. For some reason, we want to check if this is an American Express. Let's say there's a promotion. So we want to. Um, the rule is it must be an check for an American Express credit card number. Okay. Let's see if they can come up with a validation for this kind of this kind of thing. So okay, yeah. So it looks like it works, and this would be the regular expression for checking for an American Express credit card number. So if you can read regular expression, it basically checks that it starts with 3, and the next number should be 4 or 7, and then any number for the next 13 digits. So that makes sense. So if you know regular expression, it's always useful to kind of read through what it generates. So it's in my experience, it's like 99.9% correct. Usually it's correct, especially if it's something like writing regular expression, but it's always nice to double check. So let's copy to the validation field. So this check will check to make sure that this credit card number is an American Express credit card number. So you save it, and this is how you can and use some features in Ragic that you can ask for Ragic AI's help on generating some validation or values. And and besides validation, we also have another feature that you can, when you're writing formulas, you can also ask Ragic AI for help. So it works quite similarly to validation, but it's a bit more complex. So you might take a few more tries for the generative AI to figure it out correctly. But the overall flow is basically the same. So right now we have an AI help for validation and AI help for formulas. So be sure to take advantage of these features when you're writing validations or formulas. For formulas, I think it usually makes more sense to write it yourself, because um, it's related to your own data. But validation, I think, and I don't think I have written any rigorous expression checks ever since we have this Ragic AI feature to generate rigorous expression validations, because in my experience, generative AIs just write these kind of rigorous expressions really, really well, and they're usually like 99% correct. All right, and that's it for the recap of the latest features. It's mostly related to the Ragic AI features that help you write like regular expressions and formulas. And in the near future, like in a couple of months, we will introduce other features where you can like ask questions about how to build applications on Ragic, like talking to the AI, asking them how to build applications, and even ask him to build the application for you. So we will be introducing features like that in the pretty near future. Right, and let's get back to the question that we may have. Okay, first question. The first question: mask setting for a field access level. Field access level configuration for access setting. Okay, so hi Jeff, my personal sort of hell. See video below. I hope you know what you have to do. All right, let's check out the video. Oh, okay. So this is he's doing access right setting for a field. This is also a new feature that we recently introduced this year. So you can set a different access right setting for each individual field, and this user, I think it's Anton, he has lots and lots of user groups that he needs to set. So yeah, I guess if you have lots of groups that you need to set for either sheet level access right or field level access right, it may take quite a bit of time to do that. I guess it's possible for us to create some kind of automation for you to set this access right setting quickly for a lot of fields. But yeah, I will need to discuss this with our development team to make sure that we have some good way to create this kind of user interface to quickly set configurations like field access configuration for a lot of user groups. For your feedback, I understand this would take quite a bit of time if you have lots of user groups, but for now it will need to be set manually. I'll talk to our development team to see if we can improve on this in the future. All right, thank you. Thank you for your feedback. Okay, next question. Okay, conditional formatting for mail merge buttons. Are there any plans to extend the capabilities of conditional formatting to include controlling the visibility of mail merge buttons, much like you recently did with the show and hide sections? Yes, we recently introduced that you can show and hide different sections based on the current conditions, and like by condition I mean the condition on the record that you're entering, the value that's on each individual fields. And I would like to show or hide certain mail merge buttons based on data on the record. Okay, that makes sense. And we can take a look at the current conditional formatting. If you add a rule, you will be able to show hide different fields, and you will be able to show hide like different descriptions, sections, or action buttons. But right now, I don't think we have something for the mail merge buttons. But like I introduced last like last webinar, and we're basically replacing the mail merge buttons with the custom print report function. So they basically do the same thing, but the custom print report is quite a bit more powerful. So in the future, if we were to add support for showing and hiding either mail merge or custom print buttons, it will be more likely we will do this for the custom print reports, because they basically do the same thing. The custom print reports are basically the new version of mail merge. So we'll be more likely to introduce new features on the the newer features that we will be focusing on. So yeah, we will most likely be adding support on the conditional formatting for custom and print reports. And if it's like not a big change to our current conditional formatting, we might add mail merge buttons to this as well. But moving forward, using the custom print report would be the way to go on Ragic, because it's just a lot more powerful, a lot more efficient. It's just basically a better way to generate these reports on Ragic in the future. So that will be the path that we'll be focusing on. And we will not phase out mail merge buttons, so don't worry. But more of our development efforts in the future will be more focused on doing these custom print reports. Okay, so thank you for your feedback. We will be considering adding mail merge and custom print port buttons as they're not condition, they're actions in the formattings as a type of formatting in conditional formatting. However, moving forward, our development will be focused more on custom print report than mail merge, since custom print port is positioned as a replacement for mail merge. I would recommend users to migrate their existing mail merge functions to custom print port. For better or feature improvements in the future. All right, so yeah, because we will be focusing more on the custom print reports as the replacement for mail merge. So we do recommend that you can take some time to try to slowly migrate your mail merge reports to custom print reports. All right, and there we go. Okay, and I think that's it for the questions for today. And thank you for joining in on the Ragic Office Hour. And if you have any other questions, feel free to use the question sheet to ask your questions, and I will be answering your questions and also doing more recap on our latest features on our next Ragic Office Hour webinar. All right, thank you, and talk to you next time. Thank you.